Hello and welcome to the Up Express edition of my blog. Love is the message. I am Fly Lady Di. This episode is recorded with a heavy heart because one of my closest friends in the whole world passed away a couple days ago. Mr. Voodoo Ray. If anyone knows me, they know that he was very, very, very close to me for a very long time, about 12 years. And if anyone knows him, you know, I was always known as his little sister. And that's definitely how it felt. He definitely took me under his wing. He took a lot of people under his wing. Welcomed me into the New York dance community with open arms. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Up Express edition of my blog. Love is the message. I am Fly Lady Di. This recording comes to you with a very heavy heart because one of my best friends in the whole world passed away a couple days ago, Mr. Voodoo Ray, also known as Raymond Ultarte, also known as Just Something Jones, also known as Arturo Mancini, the man of fashion, who tickles your fancy and gets inside your soul. Every time I went to New York, I would stay with him, and we would just talk for hours on end and smoke weed and watch TV. And we'd sit on his couch and listen to music and just be there for hours. He'd take me to his parties. We'd order sushi. It was always a ritual. You know, I would come bearing the gifts of chocolate chip cookies. So that was his favorite thing, chocolate chip cookies and women. He named my mole hair chocolate chip. That's why I was his favorite, because chocolate chip cookies is one of his favorite things besides women. The world is mourning loss. I heard that even breakfast television had mentioned his death, and it's crazy just talking about like him being dead because it's something that none of us expected. It's completely blindsided everyone and just got everyone in shock and disbelief. No one really wants to believe that it actually is true, especially me. Even though I haven't talked to him in a year, I don't regret not talking to him. It was a bit of a falling out, and you know, when you fall out with someone, especially someone that you're close to and that you love, feel extra hurt about it. That's exactly what I kind of went through. I'd blocked him on all social media. So unfortunately, I can't even, go back into our timeline as friends and see all the jokes. But I have them in my heart, you know. I have the messages on Facebook. Those are still there. I have video that I want to just, dig into and photos, tons of photos with Ray for like a very long time. And it's mostly the memories that I carry with me in my heart. I know that he experienced a lot of death in his life too, and loss and absence. There's a lot I know about Ray that a lot of people don't, and I will take that to my grave. Have my word, Ray, I'll take that to my grave. So yeah, it's just dealing with this like crazy loss. It's something that none of us ever saw coming. You must be wondering where I'm going. I'm off to Bogota, Colombia, to judge World of Dance Bogota, right? What are the odds? I want to thank Christian Matia Oruya for connecting me to Santiago and John. If it wasn't for you, Christian, I would not be going on this trip right now. So thank you so much. It's funny because these kind of situations happen when you have a lot going on, or it's it's always everything at once, and it's completely unexpected. So now I have, my project with Tiff, and now I'm going to Colombia, and we're rehearsing for Funkbox, and he was supposed to come here in a couple weeks to do Funkbox. We started our first rehearsal for it on Tuesday, and I actually choreographed to Azalea Banks' Luxury because I knew he liked that song. I kind of chose a song to favor Funkbox and to favor Whacking, but now kind of going to be something on another level, like an extra sort of performance in his honor. Because for me, everything in my life takes on a new meaning. Just like when Marge passed, it was kind of the same thing, like doing it for Marge, doing it for her memory. It has not ever gotten easier to deal with Marge. It's gotten kind of like more distant, the experience of losing Marge. I'm referring to Marjorie Smarth, one of my mentors as well. The pain of losing Marge hasn't really gone away either, and so I'm sure that with Ray's passing, it's not going to go away anytime soon, I assume. So my train is coming in 9 minutes. I'm the only one here. I wonder if I'll be the only one on the train. My flight is at 8. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I was up till like 2:30 a.m. just kind of reading statuses and just like kind of poking around on the internet. I read Dina, my old roommate's status, and it just started to ball all over again. Liam McFly is here for an event, so we kind of hung out all day and kind of had a chance to like free myself from like the sorrow of losing Ray. And we kind of like reminisced about Ray because it was only 2 years ago we were at his crib bugging out at all hours of the night, singing at the top of our lungs different like R&B songs. So we were just reminiscing about him and his jokes and his company and what that was like. And so it kind of like lessened the blow a little, just being around her and then being around my best friend the day before and her baby And I'm grateful for everyone's phone calls and texts. I really am, because it just reminds me that I'm not alone and that I can access people if I need to. I feel like people just need to deal with it in their own time, and I'm starting to really understand what loss feels like. And even if I don't hear from people, it's okay. Like, if you need to give me my distance, that I think I appreciate that more. Like, I already know that people are there, care about me and my well-being, and I appreciate it. It's a hard time, and it's weird because no one saw this coming, and I don't even know if there's any amount of comfort someone can offer that would take away the pain of losing a dear person. It's my first time really, Marjorie was hard, but Ray and I lived and breathed each other, When we were together, like, people knew that we were best friends. It was just very obvious, because we shared so many things in common. Like, if you look at our Facebook profiles, we have 622 mutual friends. Like, on what planet does that happen with another human being? Like, that's like almost 1,000 people that you have in common. From when I moved to New York, it was almost like immediate when I met him, and from there he was my blessing. He took me under his wing. He introduced me to everyone. He took me to my first Soul Summit in Brooklyn. He took me to Club Shelter. He introduced me to just like everything that I really fell in love with, because we shared this mutual love of house music together. And just, he understood. He understood all my love of house and all my love of hip hop and R&B, and I think that was the one thing thorough that really brought us together, was our love of music, especially house music. I did make progress this week. I'll be happy to tell you that actually I practiced with my cousin and learned how to scratch a little bit more. He also gave me 2 slip mats, not 1 but 2, and someone else is coming for the train. I'm gonna have to end this soon, but I don't care. I didn't make a 1-minute mix, but I did make progress, so that's what I'm happy about. Do I have any dilemmas this week? I really can't say that I do, that anything can come to mind. So these 2 tunes that I have will be dedicated to Ray. The first one being Bittersweet Love Affair. This is one song that Ray and I would play over and over and over and over again. That song that reminded me of him, because we'd be up at all hours of the night just like listening to music, and this was the one song that stood out.
Diana Ray.
Dangerous curves built for speed and good times. About this time I think
then the second tune of the day would be Cheryl Pepsii Riley, Guess I'm in Love. That was the one video first song that I bonded with Ray over, because he was in that video, and I knew that song like the back of my hand, and he was shocked because he didn't know anyone who knew that song, and I didn't know anyone who knew that song. That was the first time we bonded.
I love the way he looks. I even like the way he smells. I don't know. Could be me, but guess I'm in love.
I guess I'll end this now because someone's coming, but I'll talk to you at the airport, I guess. Okay, what's wrong with my mix?
You need an identity.
He said I have no identity.
No identity.
So that's what we're working on today. Genre, and then like there's one song that's like 105.
Yeah.
And then the next song I want to rock is like 79. So it's like,
No, you can't. Sometimes there's a different type of mix to that, where you can tap sample and slow it down.
right.
And then drop your song, or you can scratch it in. That's where you scratch it in. That's where a lot of the people do all this stuff.
Hey, tell me yo, hey, yo, watch just like that, dope like that, price of the bomb in the ball just like that, cool all those, no you won't get like that, skin so white, please don't fall back.
Kind of. It's like my Adidas bag. It's not really for most people.
I'm